Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Visit your nearest Chevy dealer to test drive our award-winning products.
Good morning, happy Saturday, and welcome into Chevrolet's Inside High School Sports. I'm Matt Musil. The calendar has hit March, and let me tell you, we've already seen plenty of madness this postseason. Sam Houston and Aleaf Taylor both needed double overtime to survive their third-round games on Tuesday. And in our Quicken Loans game of the week, the Lions and Tigers meet in the regional semifinals. Oh, my.
This one would certainly live up to the hype. Both teams coming into last night's game with great momentum, and they just pick up right where they left off Tuesday night. Senior point guard Kendrick Davis getting the Tigers off to a great start with a couple of threes. The TCU commit has been clutch all year long, and last night was no different. Taylor not intimidated though. Joe Agambanjo lines up a corner three and swishes it home. Taylor with no answer for Davis though. Here he hits the floater at the buzzer to give Sam Houston a narrow 27-25 lead at halftime. After the break, Agambanjo off the mark, but Dana Barnes sneaks in for the putback to tie the game at 35. Later, Barnes misses, but Agambanjo is there for the rebound, and the putback. We're headed to overtime. Only seconds left in OT. Sam up 56-55, but Taylor's Kevin Ezekwe hits the huge three with just 4 seconds left on the clock, and that's the game winner. Taylor with the stunning upset in overtime, 58-56. They would get the winner of our next game. Katie Tompkins and Deer Park hoping to punch their ticket to today's regional final. And early on, Deer Park's Tristan Ikape gets into the lane for an easy deuce. Tompkins counters with some great ball movement, resulting in a wide open look for Eden Holt, who buries the three. Then it's Ikape again. He gets the hoop and the foul, but the Deer still trailing by double digits early on. That opens things up for Jamal Bieniemy as he drives and dishes to Christian Sholin for an easy flush. Then with time winding down in the first quarter, Bieniemy hits a deep three from the left wing to give Tompkins a commanding 16-point lead. That three seemed to spark Bieniemy. This time he gets all the way to the rim for the layup. Tompkins playing loose, and here's Eden Holt again, pulling up for a deep three, everything going Tompkins' way. Then it's Sholin getting in on the three-point party, and this one was never in doubt. Tompkins rolls to a 97-50 victory, and that sets up a showdown with Aleaf Taylor at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Spring Decaney travel up I-45 to take on Dallas Jesuit in a 6A Region 2 semifinal Friday evening. Decaney has the deep ball working early as Aaron Thomas lines it up from beyond the arc, and bang, it's good. That was 3 of his 11 points for the game. Decaney on the run this time as Epps gets the rebound, and then the two Peavy brothers eventually find Kobe Shorter in the corner, and he too would find the bottom of the net. Shorter led the Wildcats in scoring with 13. Jesuit hanging with Decaney the whole time, though. Michael Jankovic goes coast to coast here and then scoops home the bucket off the glass. Nicely done. Jesuit would then go to the long ball themselves as Joy Preboy sets up Jankovic in the corner, and the quick release shot is pure. 11 for Jankovic as Jesuit takes down Decaney, the final 50-47. And that would leave the Aldine Eisenhower Eagles as the only remaining Houston area team with a shot at a state title as they took on South Garland. Eisenhower was hot early. Here, Derek Vinning sets up Sam Schrader, who steps calmly into the three ball and knocks down the shot. Schrader at team high 20. South Garland comes up with a steal here, gets it ahead to Tyrese Maxey, who flies in for the easy jam. The junior Maxey had a game high 28 points. Eisenhower's Jameer Reedus decides to take on the bigs as he drives the paint and manages to bank home this lefty lay-in. But South Garland has one of the state's most explosive backcourts. Here's Chris Harris Jr. coming up with a long rebound. He decides to launch from long range, and he's true from there. Harris poured in 20 of his own as South Garland takes down Eisenhower. The final score, 78-70. 5A Region 3 semifinal between the upset-minded Bryan Vikings and Fort Bend Elkins. The night's always a tough out in the playoffs, and tonight would be no different. Bryan wastes no time attacking the paint. Jaquan Washington goes coast to coast for the layup. Elkins responds with a one-player possession of their own. Donovan Williams making it look easy with the layup. Bryan responds by going inside to Zach Nuttall. He seals his defender and dunks it home. Elkins goes into halftime with a 32-30 lead thanks to this deep three from Williams. After the intermission, Elkins on the attack. Heath Jackson getting to the rim as Elkins starts to pull away. Then the Knights turn up the heat on defense. Tyler Caligari gets the steal and the layup. That gives Elkins a 7-point lead going into the fourth. Bryan was not going away, though. Kayvon Moore with a nice step back, rallying the Vikings to within 2 points. But that would be as close as they could get. Donovan Williams caps a great night with this dunk at the buzzer. That's the exclamation point on a 73-63 win. Elkins advancing to the regional final at 1 o'clock this afternoon versus Port Arthur Memorial.
Congratulations to all of the teams who reached today's regionals, and best of luck this afternoon as they try to advance to state. Now, if you have time today, I urge you to head out to one of the boys' regional finals and support these young student athletes. I guarantee you, you'll be entertained. I tell you, this week's Cy Falls Sam Houston double overtime game that I attended was one of the best I've seen this year. All right, now let's switch gears and talk private schools with the TAPS State Championships taking place yesterday.
The TAPS 4A final pitted the Warriors of Woodland Christian against Arlington Grace Prep. In the first quarter, great post moves by Dawson Levinati for a basket down low. In the second quarter, down by 2, how about the ball handling from Zach Golazewski, and he puts it in to keep the game close. The Lions would take a 25-22 lead at the half off this alley-oop to Jordan Phillips. Phillips scored 14 of his 34 points in the first half. Warriors trailed by 10 in the fourth, but they weren't done fighting. Nash Golazewski with a 3 in the foul. It's a 4-point play to cut it to 4. Then Golazewski dishes to Bakari Lestrap, who scores to tie it up at 58-58. Lestrap with 20 points, and we have overtime. At the end of overtime, Woodlands Christian up by 2, but Phillips gets to the hole and scores, and we go to a second overtime, tied at 69-69. In the second overtime, the Warriors break the press, and Levinati has a clear path to the bucket to give Woodlands Christian a 5-point lead. Up by 3 with 1.7 seconds left. The last chance for the Lions is thwarted by the Warriors, and Woodlands Christian wins the 4A state title, the final 79-76. Concordia Lutheran came into the 6A final with just one loss as they faced St. Pius X. Down 17 in the second quarter, St. Pius is on the run, and Stanley Ezigbo scores on the other end. The first half belongs to the run-and-gun Crusaders, though. Big steal by Brock Weisenbaker, and he goes in uncontested for the layup to make it 34-15. Then great ball movement winds up in the hands of Jalen Reed, who makes the ridiculous reverse layup with some serious spin on the ball. Crusaders up 36-23 at the break. In the third quarter, more fast break action. This time, junior Pierce Helms gets into the lane with a scoop layup. St. Pius could only cut it as close as 10. Tyron Montgomery with the bucket and the foul here. Concordia just too much on this night. Watch Reed with a devastating block on one end, igniting the fast break on the other, and Yosani Clay gets the layup. Concordia Lutheran wins the 6A state championship 70-48. Second Baptist getting ready to face Trinity Christian Cedar Hill in the 5A final. In the second half, the Eagles were down by 3, but Ozuma Dabiamaka hits the 3 to tie it up. Later in the third, Max Modica uses the dribble to get open for 3, splash, and he hits it. Still in the third, Donovan Dasmalson is open in the corner for 3, and it's good. 48-47 Second Baptist after 3. In the fourth, the Tigers tie it up when Dominique Jackson dishes to Tyreek Smith for the stop. Smith finishes with 21 points. Now, with 5 seconds left in regulation, tied at 57 all, the pressure isn't too big for Modica, who knocks down the corner 3, putting Second Baptist up by 3. Now 4 seconds left. Last chance for Cedar Hill. Great defense by the Eagles as the Tigers don't even get a shot up. Second Baptist wins state, 60-57.
It's a great feeling. Winning as a senior and being able to hit that 3 to give my team the win. It's just a great feeling that's going to be my legacy for the rest of my life. Every time I come back to Second Baptist, that's what people are going to remember me as. And yeah, it's just a great feeling.
Let's head to San Antonio now for the girls' state Final Four. We begin in Class 6A, where Cy Creek faces Plano in the state semifinals. Early on, Cy Creek has trouble taking care of the basketball, and Plano jumps out to an 11-2 lead as Emma Halverson goes coast to coast for the Lady Wildcats. Rory Harmon tries to bring Cy Creek back in the second half. Nice dish right here to Tania Sims for the easy bucket. Then it's Harmon pulling up from long distance. She's way out there. She leads all scorers with 23 points, but Cy Creek can't seem to narrow the margin, and Plano pulls away late. The Lady Cougars see their season come to an end with a 64-53 loss to Plano. In Class 4A, Wheatley makes the program's first trip to state, and the Lady Wildcats draw the unenviable task of facing three-time defending state champ Argyle. Wheatley comes out firing from long range, though. Talisha Brown connects from the corner for 3 of her 14 points. Then it's Layla Blair letting it fly from the perimeter. Wheatley shoots 71% from three-point land in the first half. The Lady Wildcats open up a 26-12 lead midway through the second quarter when Blair drives for 2 of her team-high 17 points. But Argyle shows its championship medal in the second half. Riley McKinney sinks the 3, and Argyle leads 39-37 after 3. Then it's McKinney on the backdoor cut. She lays it in for 2, and Wheatley's dream season comes to an end as the Lady Wildcats fall in the state semifinals 62-46.
And next week, it will be the boys' turn at the state Final Four in San Antonio. We can't wait for that. Hey, stick around. After the break, it's time for our Chevy Spotlight. Stay right there.
The Game of the Week was brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, the fast, powerful, completely online way to get a mortgage by Quicken Loans. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently.
Attention homeowners.